basically you've got a little device that sits in the back of their guys' shirts. During a game you probably see a little bit of a lump in the back of their jerseys. They're a device that has obviously GPS with the name. They've got a global positioning system in them, which gives us some data in regards to distance, and you know, that's the most basic one. But then they've got accelerometers and different other ometers. There are all sorts of different things that measure things like impacts, measure accelerations, decelerations, different changes of directions, how many times the boys turn left compared to turn right. Numerous different data points, different speed zones that they hit, what's their highest speed, all that sort of different physical things that happen in a game. And we use that data then to monitor players against these best performance. We monitor players at training in regards to load, and we're now trying to take that monitoring to be a little bit more prospective rather than retrospective. So rather than just looking at what did happen and then react to it, and start to use it from a prediction point of view in predicting training and stuff like that as well.
So I'll come in nice and early before the players get in here, and I'll have all the vests labelled and set up, and I'll assign each unit to a player, and then I'll set up upstairs, set up my laptop, and get the live aerial all ready so I can get live input from when the players appear.
At this stage we're using it for monitoring, so the load monitoring is a big one. So our players, like I'll use Felix Jones for an example. Felix gets an absolute every ounce out of training sessions. So sometimes that's dangerous. You've got to protect him from himself. So we'll use that to maybe modify his training or give him something different. But then we'll use it for players too from a motivational type sort of tool.
The interest of it during the week would be to monitor your load, really, just make sure you're not doing too much. And then after a game, I mean, it depends game to game, you know, and weather conditions make a big difference. But I'd like to look at it competitively, you know, to see who's getting the highest reps or highest distance or whatever.
Game, and also during training, I have it live. And Bryce will come up to me and say, you know, are we getting enough conditioning, or what are we getting out of the session? And he may do an off-the-cuff sort of conditioning block. And similarly, medical staff will look at it, will ask me to kind of flag up if the players kind of reach the threshold. Say, for example, a player's coming back from injury and we don't want him to go over a certain value that we know that's a lot for him. Then I'll flag that up and they can make the call then. It's just more information to make decisions, as I said before. In terms of like, so at the moment, like I've got every single game and every single training session, and we can start to do more with this information now, so it's going to hopefully start to influence next season, like pre-season, so we know what the worst case scenarios are going to be in a game, in terms of like, you know, how much distance is covered, tackles, accelerations, decelerations, all these sort of things, so we can say the worst kind of 4-minute block for each position is this. We can start to design specific drills to emulate that of a game. So, you know, training will no longer just be kind of willy-nilly, not that it ever was, but like it's just going to be more kind of specific, and so we know that's exactly what's going to happen in the game, because ultimately that's what you're trying to do in training, get the players ready for the kind of end product, which is the game. So hopefully players will no longer find those situations worst case.